Streamers flying, crowd split down the middle, fans chanting Cero Miedo. It means zero fear, the moniker that Pentagón Jr. competes by. Other fans cheering for Willie Mack, a true favorite here. Willie Mack at PCW, 2-0. Victories over Kevin Martinson, and then in a triple threat match with Jeff Cobb and Kratos.
Cero Miedo meaning zero fear. I don't know how you knew that, since you're Todo Wedo, Todd Kennelly. You don't know a single word of Spanish, I'm sure.
Un poquito, un poquito. What a matchup here. Who is going to earn a spot and a shot at Brian Cage in the finals? Just listen to this crowd. Can you believe the atmosphere here, Christian Cole, at a company, PCW, that's still relatively in its infancy? It really goes to show you how great the matchmakers of PCW are, making this happen.
Incredible booking here at PCW, putting these two men together in this tournament. Willie Mack earning his shot here in PCW, as we're Cero Miedo earning his shot around the world with his reputation preceding him.
These two haven't even locked up, and these fans are whipped into a frenzy. What an atmosphere. What energy in the house here tonight. Both guys have held championships. Willie Mack, a regional television champion. Cero Miedo, Pentagón Jr., AAA Latin American champion, a title he still holds to this day. Also a former mixed tag team champion. And a former Paris Del Mal light heavyweight champion. But tonight, it's all about the PCW heavyweight title.
Wow, and a huge right hand by Willie to start off, then a single leg takedown by Mack. Mack traveling across the ropes, underneath the leapfrog by Mack. This is incredible action already.
Yeah, Willie Mack showing his lucha game as well. And he's learned some of that in his time at Lucha Underground. Both of these competitors, stars of Lucha Underground, but a match that we've never seen at LU.
Absolutely. People have wanted to see this match since the beginning of Lucha Underground, but they're going to see it here exclusively at PCW for today. Two heavyweights vying for the chance to fight Brian Cage later this evening for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Well, there's a lot of believers in both of these men in the house here tonight. Willie Mack going south, and Pentagón Jr. will bend or outright break the rules. But this is a matchup that didn't happen in the temple. It happens right here on the coast.
And Willie Mack now cornered by the guardrails within our PCW fans. Oh my God! Oh no!
And much like Cage and Kratos went head-to-head in a war, that's what we're seeing here. Pentagón Jr., I believe, has got a camera cord, and he's choking out Willie Mack.
And this is the issue. This is the issue with the man with zero fear, is he has zero fear for being disqualified, but that's stupid. That's just straight up stupid, Todd. He needs to win this match and move on in this heavyweight title tournament.
Imagine that senior official Rick Knox is going to allow some leniency here, because we really need to have a winner. You don't want to see, Cage just be crowned champion if these guys get disqualified.
Yeah, that would be the worst thing to possibly happen. I'm not sure that that's how PCW management would handle it, but right now, Pentagón Jr. with zero fear on the outside, zero fear about a count by Rick Knox, zero fear about what he's going to do with this chair, Todd. What is he thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost unofficially being contested in hardcore rules, because there has to be a winner. And the person that if I was Brian Cage, I'd be smiling about that.
Yes, I actually agree with you, Todd. I'm looking at Rick Knox, and I'm thinking to myself, what is Rick doing? And Rick just wanting to give them as much room to be creative with their offense. I mean, this is pro wrestling. This is not, ballet. And these two dudes outside are now killing each other.
That's a brutal ballet, that is for certain. Pentagón Jr., thunderous leg kick, trying to take out the wheels of the big man. Willie Mack needs the spring in those legs if he's going to go up for that 6-star frog splash, Christian.
That's exactly right. And Pentagón Jr. now setting Willie up in the corner.
Yeah, Pentagón Jr. got the better of the battle on the outside, but back inside the ring, it's a different story. Willie Mack scores with the DDT into the cover, looking to put him away, but only a count of dos.
And the shock on the face of Willie Mack as he drilled Pentagón with that DDT and now clothesline. Oh, and that back elbow corkscrew.
Willie Mack trying to defeat Pentagón Jr., trying to defeat gravity as well. Uh-oh, look out here. Might be time for a little soul plane.
An incredible high-flying action by Willie Mack as he goes over the top rope.
Get set for some turbulence on this flight. Willie Mack connects. Christian Cole, this place is an absolute madhouse.
The atmosphere here at PCW, if you've never been to a PCW show, go to PacificCoastWrestling.com and get yourself down here to Torrance, California and see a show. These guys leave it all on the line, and tonight the prize is the Heavyweight Championship.
Taking a look at the official Rick Knox, he's not even administering a count, so he's letting this go. Letting it fly.
Smart move by Rick Knox to let this one go. It's what the fans want to see. Even management's probably licking their chops back in the back, thinking about the money they could make from a series of matches like this.
Oftentimes, every seat becomes a front row seat here in PCW.
And as you can see at home, folks, as you can see, the fans of PCW now surrounding our two competitors as they're just brawling on the outside.
And we've lost the feed to our monitor. I think maybe it was that cord that Pentagón Jr. used earlier. So we're standing, we're taking it all in, just like our great fans.
And now exchanging chops right in the middle of the fans. We can sort of see what's going on here. And oh my God, not just one, but 5 and 6 and 7 chops over and over. And now what's Willie thinking here? Willie sending him back towards the ring through the chairs, maneuvering his way through the crowd and back over the guardrail into the area. But Pentagón now picking himself up and getting into the ring. Both of these men know, Todd, they have to get a pinfall in the center of the ring to qualify for their next match, which will be for the Heavyweight Championship.
Well, that is the case now, the way that Rick Knox is officiating the matchup. Earlier, Pentagón got the advantage on the outside. This time, the exploits went to the advantage of Willie Mack, who attacks with a full head of steam. And Willie Mack is proof positive you can't judge a book by its cover. That book just might get burned here. Big backbreaker. Stabbing him in the back is Pentagón Jr., and that was close.
And Pentagón choosing to go for the cover very quickly. They're not able to hook the leg entirely, and he paid for it, as Willie is going to need every bit of your weight on top of his shoulders to stay down for 3.
And Pentagón Jr. really likes to attack the spinal column. He likes to put people away with that fear factor, that package power bomb.
Right.
So softening up the back now of Willie Mack.
That's exactly right, Todd Kennelly. You're well researched in knowing that that's the style of Pentagón Jr. And a super kick out of the corner.
Another thunderous strike there. Pentagón Jr. Oh, Willie Mack had just enough to take him up and over. And then a little something extra for that, showing some panache into the moonsault. And only a count of 2. Incredible action back and forth, outside the ring, inside the ring. This is what it's all about, Christian.
Incredible physical prowess by Willie Mack. Willie Mack is a 300-plus pound man doing a standing moonsault and landing all of his weight into the chest and the sternum of Pentagón Jr. But Pentagón with the cojones to kick out at only 2. Incredible stuff.
Another incredible war. In the back, Brian Cage standing by. He'll face the winner. Willie Mack tried to go flashy again, but he ate the basement drop kick. Pentagón quickly heads-up move there, going quickly for the cover. He knew he knocked the wind out of Willie Mack.
Yeah, he absolutely did. And both of these men, just as we saw in the earlier match in this heavyweight tournament, they're leaving it all on the line here.
Again, the crowd split right down the middle. Cero Miedo, Willie Mack, back and forth, just like the action in and outside the ring is back and forth. What a lethal leg kick, and what does that do to you?
With a lethal leg kick like that for a guy like Willie Mack is it'll take away some of his agility, Todd. The more you chop that tree down, the likelier it is to fall. And that's what Pentagón Jr. needs now. And what is this? Oh my God!
Willie Mack still had some left for the main course, little T-bone. And another near fall.
And a near fall by Willie Mack, as Willie Mack wants to add one more championship to his resume after losing his father in 2012 and becoming a champion and an international star. Willie Mack wants to become the first ever PCW heavyweight champion.
And again, Brian Cage in the back. He can scout. He can see where the damage, he's got an advantage just because of the draw and the order. He can see where the damage is being done. Oh my goodness!
Oh my God!
Little milk chocolate destroyer!
Oh, he kicked out! He kicked out, Todd Kennelly. And only a man with zero fear, only a star like Pentagón Jr. would be able to kick out of a maneuver like that, spiking his head, was Willie Mack.
How does a heavyweight like Willie Mack ever even think of attempting a flip powerbomb like that?
It's just part of his arsenal. He just doesn't care. He's willing to leave it all on the line, Todd.
Uh-oh.
And what's Pentagón thinking here, Todd?
He's thinking fear factor. That package, pile driver, he hits it, spikes him. Pentagón Jr.'s going to the finals. That's gonna do it. Yes, it does.
Wow.
Your winner of the match and moving on in the heavyweight tournament, Pentagón Jr.
And Pentagón Jr. and Willie Mack just set the standard here at Pacific Coast Wrestling. Both men leaving it all in the ring, both with their hearts and dreams wanting a shot at that Pacific Coast Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
Heartbreaking loss for Willie Mack. He laid it all on the line. Willie Mack fought like a champion, but it's Pentagón Jr. that's going to have the opportunity to fight for the title. Will he have zero miedo when he faces the machine?